I know, but it's physically impossible. The Election Commission has not given us enough time. And I have covered 55 constituencies already. One problem we are seeing is many people who would normally have come back to vote are not able to come. I met yesterday in Kozhikode with a large number of NRI organizations. Look, they're trying to be a factor in this election, but they, the BJP, are a zero-seat party. So to go from 0 seats to what? 1, 2, 3? What difference can it make?
And today we are all in the campaigns. How do you see the mood? You're visiting most of the constituencies. People are asking you to join more on your social media account. They're asking to come here and there. But
I know, but it's physically impossible. The Election Commission has not given us enough time. And I have covered 55 constituencies already. But I have to get back to my own Thiruvananthapuram to vote there, and of course to do a last round of campaigning with those locally who have asked for me. But I will say that it's very, very encouraging to see the enthusiasm of people for us, and we are expecting to see a positive result. Here, for example, I'm standing with Mr. Parakal Abdullah, who won his election in 2016 and lost in 2021 by 333 votes. So we feel that in the present climate, in the present mood, UDF will get those votes and he will come back as MLA. Similarly, we're expecting to see very positive results throughout the state. So I'm very optimistic we will see a UDF government after this election.
Talking about this constituency, you said earlier the margin was very less, but this time we have seen that there is a conflict going on in West Asia, and this particular constituency is most of the NRIs vote. So do you think it would be a factor over here in this election?
He himself used to be an NRI. He used to live in Qatar. So all I can tell you is that, look, we are very conscious that when something happens in the Gulf, it affects all of us. And in this constituency, you're right, it has a tremendous impact. One problem we are seeing is many people who would normally have come back to vote are not able to come. I met yesterday in Kozhikode with a large number of NRI organizations, KMCC, OICC, INCAS. These are all groups that support UDF by and large. And normally they charter entire planes and come, but in today's climate that's not possible. And that will certainly be a bit of a setback. But in the end, their vote is influential but not decisive. It's the mass who are staying here who matter. And I think ultimately here, people want to change, they're ready to see a new government, and therefore we expect to win.
The LDF is still claiming that they are going to regain the government for the third time. Yesterday, Prime Minister was here. Today, Home Minister Amit Shah held a road show and now is addressing a public meeting. Do you say all this is a factor in this election?
Look, they're trying to be a factor in this election, but they, the BJP, are a zero-seat party. So to go from 0 seats to what? 1, 2, 3? What difference can it make? Ultimately, the real contest is between LDF and UDF. And there we are urging people not to divide their anti-incumbency vote. They should vote for a positive change. They should vote for UDF.
One thing we have seen, Trishur, the news is coming that BJP is distributing some sort of kits to the voters over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've not seen that news. I'd love to find out more.
Another thing that the BJP, the government has extended this budget session, and now they are focusing on the women bill from 16th of April.
Yeah, we need to see the details of what they're proposing. We've only seen newspaper reports, but I will be back in Parliament for that discussion.
One last question. The convoy, which was the stop of your convoy, now the Election Commission has also taken the cognizance of the incident.
Well, look, I am leaving it to the police to handle. We have been through the state. We have covered most of the districts. There's only one incident. It's one incident. I don't want to blow it out of proportion. The police have already apprehended, I believe, 3 of the perpetrators, and they will find out the background, the criminal antecedents of these people, and we'll leave it to them to take action. The security man who was hit, who was with me, he himself is from the Kerala police. So the Kerala police should be protecting their own people as well as politicians like me. All I will say is I am focused really on the people's needs. My interests are secondary. I'm not so worried about that. For me, what the people want is good governance and a change for the future. And that's why we have candidates like Mr. Abdullah here who are going to bring about that change.
Last question, what is the message to the people of Kuttiyadi that right now you are campaigning, and to the people of Kerala as only 2 days are left?
Well, for Kuttiyadi, we want absolute positive change, the kind of development work that he was starting to do when he was in opposition in 2016. He will do even better when he is part of the ruling government in 2026. As far as Kerala is concerned, it is time for a change. And we feel that if we can rescue the fiscal health of the state, if we can make us truly open for business and investment, and if we can give a future for our young people who are leaving the state in large numbers for other states and other countries, only then will Kerala truly thrive. And for that, you need a UDF victory because the LDF has failed over 10 years.